All right, so there's been a lot of content creators trying to convince you that this guy is not good, and I'm just going to counter that today. I'm just going to prove it. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I am going to showcase this guy and give you the beastly damage score that you've been wanting to see. Stick around till the end of the video. I'm going to also remove the insane gear and give you a more reasonable showcase of what he can do as well. I'm here on the test server, and we do have a 5-star blessing ready for him to go, and that is what inspired this video. Also, he's freaking good. Yes, there's a problem with him. We'll talk about that as well. But he is still freaking amazing, and if Plarium fixes the bug, then we are going to be in a heated debate as to where he falls on the tier list as a damage dealer. So let's jump into it. I'm so pumped to bring this video to you today. What's up, guys? MtgJedi here. How you doing today? I love this guy. I hate his stupid face. Other than that, he's amazing. We have this A3 that is extremely good, okay? There are some really weird interactions with this ability because of the way that it's coded. I was watching Saf's video. He was explaining it. But basically, there are instances where he doesn't put the hex on everybody. Like, this should just be put the hex on everybody, then do the attack. And for some reason, it's coded super weird, and he doesn't do that. You could see that as evidence in my last video that I did on him. You can see when we were doing the damage test in Dragon, that actually does come up sometimes. So hopefully they'll fix that in the code before it gets to us in game, because I think that's really unfortunate. He has that weird aspect. There's no reason he should work like that, you know. It should just go hex on everybody. But because of that, you really want him to be the only champion with hex in your team, which is fine. That's also fine, okay? This ability does really good damage. Then he has a single target that turns into an AoE that does good damage. And then he has an A1, which can do a debuff spread. You kind of want to ignore that. It's just like, you know, it's fine. It's helpful a little bit. It's fine. And then here, we're going to get this turn meter buff and ignoring the defense. His whole kit works together really well. Are his base stats great? No, they are not. That's okay, okay? That is okay. So, what I want to do today is I want to not just use a team that is accessible. I also want to use a team that's really powerful, okay? And so what I've done is I've tried to sort of blend that, all right? Most people who are, you know, have been playing the game for a little while, you're going to have Rathalos Blademaster, okay? For Hydra, I recommend that you turn off the A3 and focus on getting as many A2s as possible. It will increase your damage drastically, and we're going to talk about the best build for him as well. The builds on these champions are very important, and I think that these are the type of builds that can push your account to the next level. If you can't build these builds, then you just build them as good as you can, okay? I have Molly in here just because I think so many people are still sleeping on her. I do takeovers all the time where she's not in one of the 3 teams. Okay, yes, she's +4. I've pulled lots of Mollys over the years, but it's a really good build, and so I want to show it to you. But you can just ignore the fact that these are empowered, okay? That's just a bonus on the damage. Everybody can get Lydia. Okay, so she's in there. I put Jingwan in here because I get a lot of questions about, is Jingwan good now that he has this block active skills, block buffs? Like, this ability is super good. His passive is really good, helping with the fears. And then some of the other stuff is cool too, like removing the buffs, A1, transferring all debuffs. Like all of that is great. He can be used in Arena or Hydra, Siege, whatever the case might be. But he's very good for Hydra. Very good. Like, probably better than most of your other block buffs options. So if you have him, you should definitely build him. Technically, I have him built for damage, but that's just because the only thing he needed was speed and accuracy, so I decided to put damage on him too. It helps a little, but honestly, his multipliers are not good. Last but not least, I needed HP burn, and I also wanted decreased speed, so I did Supreme Gallic. I know that he's a Void Lego, but I heard some other content creators basically blowing him off as an incredible champion. Not to like throw anybody under the bus here, but it was a pretty big named creator. So anyway, I needed to include him here because he's freaking amazing. He's so good, okay? Now he also has the block buffs, but I'm not gonna count for that, right? The reason he's in the team is HP burn and decreased speed. So, if you don't have him, you can still replace him with any other HP burn champion. You can replace him with decreased speed. Like Jingwan and Supreme Gallic here, you can replace those with other options on your roster, okay? So I wanted to make sure that was the case for the video here. You can even throw somebody like Venus in here. You could do Ugo. Like, this is a very customizable roster. If you take Molly out, that does create some issues for the team, okay? Now, we're going to run this on Nightmare. I really don't have a lot of protection going on here. I just have a giant pile of damage, which I think is going to be fine. But let's jump in. Let's test this team. Let's see how it goes. And most importantly, Skorid, okay? Right before we do that, let's take a look at some of these important builds that I told you about. If possible, the best possible build for Rathalos Blademaster is 4-piece Merciless, 4-piece Relentless. That is going to cycle through his A2 so quickly that it's crazy. And then he's going to ignore 100% of the target's defense. In addition to that, we'll be getting boosts from other people. That will really help as well, okay? Molly's build should be right at the top here since she's +4. And you can see I have a 2-piece Fortitude set and a 2-piece Perception set and then an offset. It is very easy to get these stats once you have some late game, end game type gear, but this is the build that I have. It is important that she has resistance and accuracy. She doesn't need that much resistance. Like 450 to 500 is good, okay? But you do need resistance on her, otherwise this reflect damage is going to get stolen and then you're going to kill yourself, okay? So that is pretty important. If you are doing your Cursed City stuff, you should be starting to get Merciless gear, okay? I have him in a 9-piece Merciless gear, so you're going to get to see the full potential of that. It's not the best. Like, we have 5-star pieces here. Like, this is crap. This is absolute crap. But that adds to the build, so he's going to have a lot of good stuff going for him. Let's see if we can real quick have no dust. Eventually I would want to flip that, but like, this is just attack percentage and speed. Okay, flat attack too. Like, these are not great pieces, but we do have the total stats that we're looking for. I think we're missing a crit rate buff, so I might try to go switch that before I did use him with a crit rate aura. Yeah, okay, let me pause and see if I can make a switch. Okay, yes, this looks much better. We're going to get to 99%, which is perfectly fine. We'll lose a little bit of attack. We'll lose a little bit of crit damage. We'll lose a little bit of speed. But at least we'll be critting, okay? And we'll keep him in the 9-piece Merciless set. I'm sure that you want to see Skorid's build because He is like the highlight of this video. I have him in baller endgame gear. No worries. Like, I just need to see this in action. I couldn't do anything with the extra crit rate. I couldn't turn that into anything useful, so I didn't. He just has extra crit rate. That is the way that it's just gonna stay. And then last but not least, let's see the Jingwan build. It is completely inappropriate. There is nothing like that you need to know about this. But it is 4-piece Merciless, 4-piece Relentless. Like I said, I was able to get damage stats and speed and accuracy. Like, I was able to just do literally everything that I wanted, which that just doesn't happen, right? And most of the reason why is because that's on the test server. And on the test server, I can just steal gear from everyone. But on the main server, his build is similar. It's just I don't have the crit stats. So keep that in mind. Just do the best build that you can. Again, the damage is not really going to be that crazy. Are you guys going to ask about the Lydia build? I may as well show that. She is in Cursed. Do I want to take her out of that? Kind of. Let me think about that for a second. Yeah, I think I'm going to put her in 9-piece Protection, but that would make her accuracy get pretty low. Let me figure out how to keep her in 9-piece Protection. And then, is it just this? No, that won't work. Okay, I need to figure out how to keep her in 9-piece Protection so that we get that damage boost as well, but she also needs accuracy. Okay, sweet. If I just change her chest to an accuracy chest, then we will have all of the stats that we need. She'll have over 350 accuracy, which is that breakpoint that we're looking for. Perfect, perfect. I guess we should change the aura attack in all battles. That sounds great. Okay, let me make that swap here, and then we're going to get started with the run. Okay, as for presets, this is going to be full auto. I'm just going to let it go. And so we need this block buffs. Really the decreased speed and the HP burn, as I said before. That's going to be priority 1. Skorid, A3, priority 1. Molly, any reviver, put their revive as priority 1. And then priority 2 on their most important ability. Lydia, she's good with her AI. Jingwan, you need to prioritize this because he will prioritize his A3 first. We don't want that. And then Blade Master, as I said, turn off the A3. You're going to get way more damage out of the A2, but get started with the A1. And that's everything. So let's jump in with this build and see what kind of crazy damage we can get, because y'all need some proof. Okay, the proof is in the pudding, aka the Hydra runs, and we don't have any need to provoke here, but she will be an insanely good mischief tank, and I'm very excited about this, okay, because apparently we need to prove the fact that this guy is good, okay, and I'm gonna prove it here today. So you can see Rathalos Blade Master just taking 1,000,000 turns. That's amazing. We don't want those extra buffs on him anyways. So this should be a really awesome team. We do have Head of Wrath there, and we did survive that. So hopefully that's going to be indicative of the entire run. Supreme Gallic, a little squishy up in front here. Okay, not gonna lie, a little squishy up in front. So it's possible we would need to switch into a more defensive champion. And if that is the case, then I like to start with full damage and then work backwards. So if we need to change the team, we will. But right now, we're on a really nice above 1,000,000 damage per turn team. We do have a reviver, and that is great. And that reviver is really going to be helpful, okay? The reviver is going to allow us to do things that we wouldn't normally do. Okay, so we're taking pretty significant damage from the Head of Wrath. So I think that it's possible that we'll wipe. For me, I would probably just throw Sulfurion in here and then change Supreme Gallic to a different champion that has Provoke. You know, like I would probably throw Krisk in here or something. But this team will work on Brutal or Hard for maximum damage, even if you don't have the champions to make this work on Nightmare. We're still looking for maximum damage everywhere we can get. And as you can see, we're doing a healthy amount of damage with our dude Skorid, okay? And that is going to continue. That is definitely going to continue. I think with Jingwan, maybe we want him to be able to gain health back in some way. So that's something we want to keep an eye on. But yeah, I'm going to let this run for a bit. I'm going to go talk to my family, say good morning to them. So shout out to them in the comments. And then we're going to come back and see this damage. Super excited about it. And then don't let me forget, I'm going to come in here and re-gear him with like a easy free to play team. Yeah, I don't know why. What is Jingwan missing? Masteries? Like Life Drinker Mastery? Probably. He's probably missing a mastery or something. But yeah, he would definitely benefit from some way to gain health back, like the rest of the team has. You can see the protection increased speed buff from Lydia. That's amazing. A1, million damage, no worries, Rathlos. And then we'll just bring back the Jingwan, I guess. If I have to stop this run for any reason, I'm going to change the gear on Jingwan, I think. It would be great if we had somebody in here who's like protecting them and healing them a little bit more. So I'm going to see how this does. And then if I need to have less damage, like I said, we'll come in and make adjustments. But certainly this team would run on hard or brutal. I don't like the fact that so many people are dying. I think that that's really going to decrease the damage that we're doing. I don't know. Let me know if you were in my position right now. Would you restart the run? Would you change the champions? I think we have too many people dying. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a quick change that I know is going to be helpful here. Because I really want to get this video out today. Okay, let's just switch out Jingwan for Sulfurion. I know that that's not great. But I think that that's just like the easiest fix is to like put a better reviver in here. I guess we could put Duchess or somebody like that. But if you know me, you know I have a special place in my heart for Sulfurion. This lizard is absolutely amazing. And then that way it'll let me keep the rest of the team only make one swap. Sulfurion's going to put that shield on everybody. Is that going to get stolen sometimes? I mean, yeah, but we have block buffs, so it should be fine. Then we'll have technically 2 revivers. So again, you could customize the team to your account. This is not going to be perfect, but Sulfurion, like, look, you can just see, like, somebody with shields could go in this spot. Whoever is good for you. We have 2 copies of HP burn, so you only need 1. but you know, it's going to be helpful to have it proc multiple times, whatnot, you know, but it is what it is. I think Sulfurion's AI is a little bit wonky, so you definitely want to make him do his things. And then we'll see what's what, and we'll go from there. This looks pretty solid, so let's run with this from here. Okay, with a team that's not optimized, Skorid did 48 million, which is more than both Supreme Gallic and Rathlos Blademaster, coming in at about the same numbers, 39 and 38, and he did 48. And the run ended early after about 26 minutes because Lydia got accidentally consumed due to some bad RNG. Is that enough proof for you to see how good he is? Please, isn't that enough? Isn't that enough? Anyway, let's go on to team number 2. Okay, so how's this for a build, okay? Similar speed, 219. We have 100% crit rate, but we lost 100 crit damage and like 3,000 attack. So 4,500 attack, 252 crit damage, 312 accuracy. I could make that accuracy more, but we're going to go on hard Hydra, so the requirements are much less. That's reasonable, right? Right? That has to be reasonable. All right, so we're going to use this team on hard Hydra, though. Hard Hydra. And hopefully that will be good. We needed some kind of damage dealer. I thought Phoenix would be good to pair with Ugo. That way we kind of have some help with the block buffs also. Artak, everybody should have. Elva is going to be a reviver that brings increased speed. We don't really have a reliable decreased speed in here, but we do have provoke and shields and decrease attack. And like, I don't know if this is not a reasonable team. Please tell me. You know, it's a +4 Phoenix, I guess. There are some blessings on these champions, I guess. But hopefully this will give you an idea of what's possible with less gear. And I kind of think that he'll still do the most damage, but I'm really interested to see that. On the AI presets here, we want to open A1 on the provoke. And then I think we want to... I think we want to prioritize A1 here, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't use him all of the time. I think that's probably what's best. Artak is a big old dummy, so make sure you do that. Elva, again, I'm going to prioritize her revive. This would be a great Inquisitor Shamail team, so keep that in mind. And I think we're going to go 1 on the AoE and 2 with the decreased speed ability, I think. But all A1s on Phoenix is good. Okay, so... Alright, well, now's the time when my video is supposed to go live, and we're still recording it, so thank you for your patience today. And again, just to say we're on hard Hydra. Now, on hard, you certainly don't need all of the stats I have on my dude Wixwell, but, you know, it can't hurt. You know, we have above the requirements needed. Hopefully this is going to work out for us. We're going to get a bunch of damage out of Skorid. He's going to help increase the damage for other people. And we're going to help spread that damage because of that hex. So let's, I guess, target here. Doesn't really matter. But this should give us a good idea of what a more reasonable setup would be. Obviously, I can't please everybody, but this should hopefully be helpful for those of you who are looking for a more accessible build. What can you expect if you go and do this fusion? Elva actually really nice here with the cleansing. And then Wixwell here to help with keeping that head provoked, which I think was the issue in the last team. It would have been nice to get a little bit more provoke than just Molly. So yeah, let's see this run out here, and then I'll get this uploaded for you a little bit later on, and hopefully you can see how good this fusion is going to be for you. Hopefully we can overcome the naysayers and get you all the information you need. Okay, so this is not a crazy go to the turn limit kind of team, but we still did over double our necessary damage, and Skorid was still the most damage in the team, even with that build. Okay, now, Artak, well known as a good damage dealer, did less than Skorid. Okay, Phoenix, well known as a reasonable damage dealer, did less damage. Like, I don't know how many more times I can say this, but this guy is great. He is great. And Plarium, as long as you fix the way his coding is, he will be absolutely amazing. So that'll do it for me here today. Have I convinced you? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in a bit on live stream.